Hey guys, and welcome to my 1-99 and 120 prayer guide for 2018. As per usual, we first kick off with the useful items for the skill, and the first is the First Age outfit. This outfit has 5 pieces and you get 1% bonus experience per piece in prayer. You get an additional 1% bonus experience in prayer for the entire set as a bonus. The First Stage outfit can be won from Treasure Hunter, but it can also be bought from the Shady Ghost NPC for 1000 Ecto tokens apiece. You obtain Ecto tokens by doing the Ecto Fungus training method for prayer. If you want to get the First Stage outfit through this method, please look up a YouTube guide, as I do not want to make this guide too long. Next up, we have the Perfect Juju Prayer Potion, and this is pretty much the item you want to be using during all your prayer training at all times. The sole reason for that is because it gives you 5% bonus experience in prayer for an entire hour per sip, so that means per potion you have 4 hours of 5% bonus experience in prayer, and the potion only costs like 100k on the GE. Now if you're an Iron Man, you'll sadly have to make the potion yourself. It requires 87 Herblore to make, and you require a Saradomin's Blessing, 3 dose, and a Harmony Moss to make the Perfect Juju Prayer Potion. As for auras for prayer training, there are a few auras that are pretty much the same, being the Salvation, Corruption, and Harmony aura. All these auras have a different visual effect, which is pretty much pointless, but they have the same amount of bonus experience in prayer, being 1 to 2.5% bonus experience in prayer depending on the tier that you have. This is also the reason why you only see one aura screenshot on screen. It's because all the 3 auras, the Salvation, Corruption, and Harmony, cost the same amount of loyalty points. And the Wisdom aura, which gives you a 2.5% bonus experience boost in any skill that you want for a certain period of time. I obviously listed it down there because it's very useful. Do keep in mind that the legendary version, which lasts 1 hour and 30 minutes, is pretty expensive in terms of loyalty points. Another useful item for prayer is definitely the Bone Crusher. Now this item is pretty damn useful. Now this item automatically buries bones on the drop of a monster while it dies. It gives you the same amount of experience that you would get if you would be burying the bone. Now, you can use this item in your inventory or in a pocket slot, and you can even add it to your Slayer tool belt, or your normal tool belt with Slayer points. It costs 500 Slayer points. Now, it costs 34,000 Dungeoneering tokens to obtain, and you require 21 Dungeoneering, but by the time you have that level, you obviously have that much tokens. Now the Bone Crusher doesn't give you mad experience, but this experience adds up over time, even if you're only getting 5 to 15,000 prayer experience per hour at, let's say, Hellhounds. Now there is a method in this guide which shows you how you can get 100,000 experience per hour using the Bone Crusher at a certain monster, but I will be getting into that as soon as we get there. Now prayer urns are pretty much the same as the Bone Crusher, except they collect ashes on the drop. And it's not one item, but it's multiple, because they fill up, and once they fill up you gain experience like a skilling urn. Once it's teleported, of course. You can automatically teleport them by activating this in your settings. Now, there's the Impious urn, which requires level 2 crafting, which can, collect ashes up to Impious. And there's the Accursed urn, which can collect up to Accursed ashes at level 26 crafting. And the Infernal urn, which is pretty much the best one, at level 62 crafting, picking up or collecting ashes up to the Searing ashes, which are dropped by the Wildy worms. Now, prayer urns are pretty damn cheap, and they're very useful to have with you if you're going to be killing black demons or abyssal demons for Slayer, or if you're camping there. There are also useful quests for prayer. There's an entire list on the wiki, and you can see it in small on screen, but I doubt you can read it. Now I listed a few of the easy low requirements in terms of levels or stats quests on screen, being the Holy Grail requiring the Merlin's Crystal and 30 attack, the Restless Ghost requiring nothing and is actually free to play, Fur and Seek requiring 25 Slayer, and the 1 Piercing Note quest. These are easy quests to get some starter prayer experience if you're a new account or an Iron Man. I will briefly be covering a spreadsheet that will show you how much bones and how much EP it's going to cost you to get to 99, 120 or 200 mil prayer at whatever experience you are at now. If you're not interested in this, please skip on further into the video. Now of course, just like the other skills, I made a spreadsheet for the skill. This spreadsheet can be found in the link in the description, and you can easily download it from there. This spreadsheet is relevant to you if you want to go for level 99, 120 or 200 million. I'm just going to explain briefly how it works. It's pretty simple, and if you're not interested in listening to me, just skip on further into the video. Okay, so the only area you really want to be touching is the green area. You're going to fill in your experience here. So let's say you're 6 million experience. Everything goes with the calculation and changes. Now it shows you the amount you require for 99, 120 and 200 million. It also shows you the amount you require for 99, 120 and 200 million with the Perfect Juju Prayer Potion, which gives you 5% bonus experience. This is all calculated on the raw sheet, which is very cluttered, and you should just ignore this. Now, I put this area here, which you can check if you're watching this video, let's say 3 months after release, because the prices of bones, ashes, and other stuff always changes. It always changes, trust me. Now, the prices of this video, once it goes up, are accurate, but they will change. So, you want to check these on the link that's on this little text, and you can just click there. This is live, by the way, so that's why, you know, it's not very structured. Now, the approximate price is calculated by timing this amount to the price. And you can see how much 99 costs. So let's say here, it costs you around 30... Oh, no, wait, that's 378 million. No, it's 37 million. Anyways, that's how much it's going to cost if you have to do 7 million prayer experience. The same goes for 120, 200 mil, and the same goes again if you're using Juju potions, but I don't see why you wouldn't use them ever. Now it also shows you the approximate time for 99, 120 and 200 million in hours. This is also calculated yet again. This is calculated at 1200 bones per hour. And down here, there's the raw experience per hour at the Gilded Altar and the Chaos Altar, which I'll be covering in a bit. Like you see, the Chaos Altar is faster, but it is possible to get 1400 bones per hour, which will bump up the experience per hour at the Gilded Altar if using familiars and house teleports. All in all, useful spreadsheet. If you want to use it, the download link is in the description below, and I'll now be moving on. So for the Gilded Altar, which I'll explain in just a minute, I put a few examples on screen showing the experience rates of 4 of the most popular bones that are used in prayer. If you want to know the amount of bones you require precisely and the experience rates and whatever you need, go to my spreadsheet in the description down below and download it to get all the information you require. So for the 4 examples I have on screen, the first is the Dragon Bones. They are very cheap and they're around 300,000 experience per hour. The Orc Bones are a bit better option at 588k an hour. The Frost Dragon Bones at 755k an hour are expensive, but they're very fast as well. And the even more expensive 789k an hour Reinforced Dragon Bones are also a good option if you want to spend a little bit more money. Do keep in mind that prayer experience is never doubled on double experience weekend on a Gilded Altar. You can do the Yanil Altar method by going to World 31 Yanil. There are always bots outside spamming a house name you want to join as a friend, but if there's no one spamming there or no bots for some reason, you want to go to the Altars FC or Friends chat and ask for a house name to join. If no one replies for some reason, you can always ask your friend to host a Gilded Altar and light the burners for you if they want to help you out. If you don't have any friends, well, you're screwed. You then want to offer your bones on the altar. Once your inventory is empty and you're using a familiar, you want to take your BRB familiar inventory and use the familiar bones. Then after that, you want to right click the glory that is usually in a Gilded Altar house, host or host's house, and then teleport to Edgefield, bank, then teleport back to Yanil and repeat the cycle. Visvax is very useful here as you can use the fast lodestone teleports to speed up your runs. Alternatively, you can do the Yanil banking method by going to the Yanil bank and then going back into the house portal and then repeating that cycle for your bones. Alternatively, you can also use the Chaos Altar in the wilderness. You go there by teleporting to the Wilderness Lodestone and then walking east to the Chaos Altar. Follow the video if you're unsure on how to get there. You just want to use your bones on the altar, and once your inventory is empty, you go to the NPC, which is a bank NPC. You click on him, open the bank, grab more bones in your inventory, and then just repeat the cycle for around 2000 bones per hour, adding up to even more experience than the Gilded Altar per hour. Excuse the mic quality in this part of the video, but my microphone kind of broke. I'm sorry about that. I'll fix that soon. Anyways, you can also do the AFK cleansing crystal method in Priv. Follow the video if you don't know how to get there. You then buy a cleansing crystal and then click on the crystal and AFK away for that juicy prayer experience. The cleansing crystal is around 300,000 experience per hour, and unlike the Gilded Altar, you can't do this on double experience weekend for double the experience. And the last method of prayer training, which you can also do at lower level dragons like the green or blue ones if you do not have the frost dragons unlocked yet, which require 85 dungeoneering, you can do that. Anyways, the bone crushing method at frost dragons. It requires a bone crusher, obviously, and that costs 34,000 dungeoneering tokens. It requires 85 dungeoneering to access the frost dungeon, and I recommend 70 plus stats to kill the frost dragons efficiently. Now there are 3 good options for necklaces here. First is the Blood Fury, you all know about, which heals you. The second is a dungeoneering necklace like the Split Dragon Tooth necklace, which can give you back prayer if you're using the Bone Crusher in combination with that. Now the best amulet to use here is definitely the Dragon Rider amulet, which requires the one of a kind quest complete. Now this amulet, while you wear it, gives you double the experience from crushing dragon bones that you normally get from crushing them or burying them manually, which will then in turn boost your experience per hour by 100%, which is amazing at this place. The experience you get per hour here is around 50 to 75,000 and even more if you're using higher tier gear. If you're using the Dragon Rider amulet, you can obviously get even higher experience rates going up to 150k plus per hour for prayer. Not to mention you also get good combat experience for the frost dragons as well. You get to the frost dragons by teleporting to the Port Sarim Lodestone, following the video into the Frost Cave, or whatever you want to call it, a ice cave, then going into the Frost Dragon dungeon, and then you are there. You want to be using antifires or praying magic here. You can also use super antifires if you wish to. Now, my inventory setup isn't a good example, I just bought some pots to show you a testing thing, but I've been here longer doing this method before, testing it out for the experience rate, etc. Anyways, so you want to pot up, and if you're using a necklace like me and you have antifires, you can just use Soul Split if you have it and just heal up all the way. Otherwise you're going to need some food, and all you want to be doing is just smashing the frost dragons and trying to kill them as fast as possible, and then you'll get your prayer experience. Other than that, there's not much to this method. You know, it's pretty straightforward. You just want to be killing the frost dragons with the Bone Crusher and then getting your prayer experience free. And with that message, I'm going to be ending my 1-99 and 120 prayer guide here. If you enjoyed or found it helpful, please drop a like down below and maybe even consider subscribing. Catch you guys later. Peace.
I'm never gonna stop, yeah. One shot, that's all you got. Take it right now, before you get lost, yeah. One shot, that's all you got. Write your own story, you control the plot, yeah.